Hey everyone, it's CPO here, and happy 4th of July if you're in the United States and that's a holiday that means anything to you. Most of us love the day off, although it's a Saturday today, so some of you might have got Friday off, some of you maybe Monday, but either way, hopefully you're enjoying life right now. So I'm going to talk about this thing. This is the EnerCamp EnerShower? Yeah, EnerShower. It's CG1 is the model number. I mentioned before in a previous video that I was going to be doing a review on something that wasn't necessarily Jeep related, but I thought you guys might enjoy since most Jeep people are outdoors people, as am I. So, yeah, I've had this thing for a little while. I've actually wanted to spend more time with it than normal to figure out how much I really cared about it, right? I mean, let's just be real here. Sometimes things are cool, but they're sort of gimmicky in the fact that they're cool, but you don't really care that much, right? So I did spend some time with this, and I'll give you my use cases, right? So I had an opportunity to do a review of this product. So full disclosure, they sent this to me. I also did a review for them previously on the little EnerCamp, what was that thing called? This guy, the jump and go. That's going to be relevant because it turns out, and I didn't know this when I got the camping shower, that the jump and go plays really nicely with it. But this little 4-gallon camping shower, I was thinking, man, that would be really cool for having a water source nearby when I do things like mountain biking or hanging out at the beach. It's just nice to be able to like rinse off or whatever. Now I do know there are people who will say this is a good car wash, but I mean I have a pressure washer, so I don't need that. Now if you don't have a pressure washer and you want something to put out some easy low pressure for washing a car, this might just be the ticket for you. However, like Jeepers, right? You go get all muddy. This isn't going to have enough pressure to deal with that. It will do a car wash, a Jeep wash. But it won't knock mud off. It doesn't have that much pressure. Which, by the way, even if you're wondering right now, I'll just let you know it does fit nicely in the back of my son's TJ, fits in the back of my car, fits in the back of my wife's minivan. Like I've used it out of all three. And the other neat thing is you don't actually have to remove it from the vehicle to use it. Now, I do that for demonstration purposes as I was becoming familiar with it myself. But in the end, really, I found it's just easy to leave it in the trunk of the car and drag out the hose. And as you'll see, using that portable battery pack, the 12-volt battery pack that I used to, as an emergency jumpstart battery pack, it also powers this thing really cool. So I thought it was going to be perhaps maybe gimmicky, like, oh yeah, it's cool. I take a shower and I go camping, which I don't really camp that much. I like glamping, so I'm going to rent a cabin or stay in a hotel. That's just me. But some of you do like that stuff. So it does have a shower function. It comes with 3 different heads. It's at the main one, this nozzle here, which is what's on it now. And then you can pull this, end off. It actually unscrews. And then you put on, there's a brush and another little shower thing. I'll be honest with you. I've never used the brush. I'll show you a picture of it. Never used it, never saw a need. There might be some reason that you see that, oh, that would be helpful. I used the shower thing initially for showering, oddly enough. I've lost it since. I don't know. It might be in the van somewhere. Maybe it's in the back of the car. I can't find it, but that's okay because I mostly, whoops, just squirted down my garage. I mostly just use this nozzle right here. So it holds pressure. I think it's probably around 80 to 100 PSI tops. So not pressure washer pressure, but it does put out a nice little a spray. My use cases. Let me tell you how I use it and why I was questioning whether or not I was going to be gimmicky, and then I realized it probably wasn't gimmicky for me. And that is I used it at the beach. So you go to the beach. So there's a couple options, right? You have public beach. And those things are busy, but they have accommodations. They have showers and things like that. The problem is half the time you're waiting on other people so that you can use the shower. And the showers are like you have a nozzle up top, or you have one way down by your ankle. But like you're trying to figure out how to get in between. So you're like trying to raise your foot up to get your knee, you know, soaked without turning on the whole thing. It's sort of a pain in the butt. So I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to be able to just rinse off, you know, between the suntan lotion and the sand and the salt water. It's really nice to be able to rinse. And then even better is when you're at a beach that doesn't have a shower. I've been to a couple of sort of the more local beaches that didn't have showers, or they weren't really conveniently located. So just being able to pull this thing out when you get to the car, rinse off, get the sand off of your stuff, super cool actually. And I know this is something that I'm going to take advantage of, because, and you guys that are creators will sort of feel me on this. I made sure I had it with me several times because I wanted to do a video. I wanted to review it. And I'm like, okay, I need to take this thing with me where I go and figure it out and learn it and use it. And then there's one time I went to the beach, I didn't take it with me. And I totally missed it. Like, I was like, oh, I should have brought the shower, man, because now I wish I had it. So now when we go to the beach, we just literally, I fill it up, 4 gallons. It's not that much. It's not that heavy. It's small. Fits in the back easily. I just throw it in the back. I may use it. I may not. Doesn't matter. It doesn't cost anything to take it along. So I even find if there's a shower, I'll use it. And then by the time I get to the car and I'm loading up my stuff back into the back of the car, sometimes it's nice just to like quick, you know, final rinse off of everything. So, I mean, that's my use case. The other one is mountain biking. So I go out the trails that around here are really like sandy. So a combination of sand and dirt and sweat and more sunscreen. And then if it rains, there's like rain mixed into that, and my legs get all nasty. And, you know, after about, I don't know, an hour and a half on the bike, you know, you get back to the car and it's like, I just am gross. So I really found I like this just to rinse off my legs. I'll take off my shoes and my socks and put back on my flip-flops. May or may not change shorts depending on, you know, who's around or who's not around. And then even rinse off the bike. Sometimes just rinsing it down has been nice before I put it back on top of the car and bring it home, because it hangs in the garage above the car. And so it's nice to have a clean bike. So yeah, between the biking and the beach, I've used it quite a bit and really can recommend it for that. As far as Jeeping goes, I haven't been Jeeping. I'm looking to get out here pretty soon. I want to connect with the local Jeep club and get connected and go out. I don't know if I'll have a chance to take my son's Jeep or if I'll just go hang out with those guys and ride co-pilots for somebody. But yeah, I mean, so I can think, you know, obviously I know Jeeping. I can think of a lot of times where it would be handy to have a little shower. Same thing, rinsing off after you get all muddy or whatever. You're not going to demud a Jeep. I have a hard time even with a pressure washer getting a Jeep clean. But it is nice to have a independent water source. All right, so I've been talking a lot about this thing. So here you go. This is it. It's pretty full. I think I filled it up. Yeah. So it's full of water just in the back of the car. I actually took it mountain biking with me this morning and didn't use it. I didn't get really nasty this morning, so I didn't even bother. Like I said, it doesn't cost anything to have it with you. So this is that jump and go from EnerCamp. So the one thing that I will say, this has a pretty lengthy cord. Plugs into the back and has a cigarette lighter adapter plug. So you could get pretty far away from the car, or for sure anywhere within the car using this plug. I just plug it into this jump and go and then come over here and press the button. And you can see it just powered up. That's a mist of a stream. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to wash my car now. So anyway, it works really well. And it only powers whenever you're, you know, pulling the trigger to keep the power up. The other really cool thing I found about this guy is if you stop using it, I don't know what the timeout is. It's not very long, 30 seconds, a minute max. It may even do it while we're sitting here. It will automatically turn itself off. So that's something I didn't know when I originally reviewed this. Oh, jump and go. See, it just turned itself off. So it has some sort of a sensor in the circuitry that detects it's no longer being, you know, called on for power, and will turn itself off automatically, which is frustrating if you don't know about it, because you're like, hey, how come this thing is no longer working? Like, see now, no longer working. and it's because it automatically turned itself off. But it's cool in the fact that I can go out, use it, and then put it away, and I don't have to worry about like turning anything off. It like I push the button, and it's back up and running. So I kind of like that feature, or I guess it's a feature. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it. It's the EnerShower from EnerCamp. I think it's a really cool thing. Whatever your use case is, I mean, it's kind of nice. It is a little spendy, but that's something you're going to have to figure out if it's worth it to you at this price point. What I can say is I've never run out of water when I've used it. The 4 gallons is enough to get done what I need to get done, but without having me refill all the time. I don't know. I haven't tried to wash a car with 4 gallons of water before, but it might be a little bit weak in that regard. I'll put a link in the description to Amazon. That's where you can get it. I do get a little bit of money back if you happen to buy from Amazon. Just helps me equip the channel and pay for things like domain hosting and equipment and crap like that. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. You do not need that jump and go battery pack to make it work. It works fine if you just plug it into any cigarette lighter or a cigarette lighter adapter type deal. I like just being able to slip that jump and go in there, but that's additional cost. It does not come with it. So keep that in mind. And if you have one of these and you've used it and you found value in it, please let me know in the comments, because I'm curious, like how much people really like stuff like this. I think that stuff is cool, but I'm weird. I'm kind of weird that way. But anyway, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to hang on to it and keep it around, and probably keep it in the back of the car for when I go mountain biking mostly, or when we take trips. The van is sort of the road tripper for the beach, because we can load it up full of crap and go to the beach. So yeah, it's usually between the 2 cars. It's in the back of those. So that's it, guys. Let me know if you need anything or have any questions. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.